Hello everyone. I just stopped the recording and started again because I decided I really didn't want this video to be very jokey. So we're going to get right to the point. This whole thing's about rhythm game health, or specifically how do you as a rhythm gamer maximize your productivity at round one, right? So let's go and begin. First part of this, obviously, step one. Drink lots of water. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. If you're out there drinking nothing but like soda and you're wondering why you have to stop playing DDR after like one set, this is probably the main reason, but there's more that we'll go over that's a little more sciencey than this, but please just drink your water. Number two, I don't know if you could see these, but if you're a woman or whatever you identify as, go find the vitamins for yourself. But one of these a day, of course, pretty simple, no explanation needed. But the interesting bit right here is, now, what does nitric oxide do? It's already naturally occurring in the human body. It dilates your blood vessels, which sounds like it'd be bad, but what it actually does is lower blood pressure and allows the flow of your blood to carry nutrients and oxygen to your brain and your muscles, so you can just kind of keep playing for longer. It's easier to breathe, and in a lot of cases it actually improves the quality of your sleep for the same exact reasons of lowering your blood pressure and then keeping your brain kind of chilled out on resources. You can take this before you go to bed. I take it obviously before I go to the gym or before I go to round one, but nitric oxide for sure, including the equation. At the store, there's also like sporty variants in them that come with a little more stuff in it. You can get those as well. They pretty much do the same thing, except some ingredients that I genuinely have no idea what they do. So, tread with caution. I'm sure everyone who's ever lifted a weight in their entire life is familiar with this. But creatine, for the uninitiated, sounds like something that's very scary. But this is also something that naturally occurs inside of the human body. And what this does is, it's unlike this. It's not a pill. It's a powder with a little scooper right here. Creatine is responsible for the systems that promote the production of adenosine triphosphate, which stands for ATP, and that's sort of like the storage, cool down resources of your muscles. So like, when you lift weights and eventually you get tired, right? That means you're running out of ATP, or you did run out of ATP. Creatine promotes the production of that. There's not really a whole lot else to talk about with this other than you take a scoop of it and you put it in your big old water bottle, and then you just feel better as you play. You feel lighter. You can just keep playing because the part in which you would have to rest is much faster, just because you have an outside supplement now contributing to that. So very safe, very safe. It's not like steroids or anything. It's very safe. I don't know any other brands I think that is comparable. I've tried the store-bought brands of the little electrolyte sticks, but Liquid IV, not only do I feel like it legitimately works in a better capacity, but it doesn't taste like ass. So they're quite salty, but that is what electrolytes are, is salt. So usually with a full bottle about this size, I'll put a scoop of creatine and I'll put one of these in there, and then I'm good. Do note that with the usage of both of these, with creatine and a salty electrolyte packet, that you are going to get thirstier faster because your body is using more water to push into your blood cells, which consequentially is pushing that into your muscles. So you're gonna drink water faster, but like, as long as you have a constant, safe supply of water, you'll be fine. Just expect that. Caffeine, baby. I love caffeine. I love crack. But let me tell you specifically about not like these brands, but like the type of thing that you should look out for. I like these. I'm not shilling for any of these, but I do like these. Everyone knows about Celsius. But with Celsius, Not only is it 200 milligrams, but it also does have sucralose, which does have over enough of a period of time or usage that it does start to degrade your microbiome in your stomach, and it does leave sort of a syrupy consistency in there. But you know, one of these a day, 5 days out of the week isn't so bad for you. Just be very safe with Celsius. I don't have one pictured because I drank it yesterday, but any sort of like tea-based caffeine, like green tea, black tea, or yerba mate, which I really like the most, is completely fine. Just be very aware that the yellow cans of yerba mate that are just simply titled yerba mate are half the time filled with a bunch of sugar, which obviously you want to minimize how much you put that in your body. Just, you know, read your labels, which I'll teach you in a minute. But lastly, any sort of like vitamin-y type thing, you know, you can't really read the label here, just go online. But there's a distinction. If you are going to look at this brand specifically, a Focus Aid, Fit Aid, or whatever, this is 200 milligrams, this is 100 milligrams. So now we need to discuss the pacing of your caffeine. If I'm using something strong like this, I will have a sip after every set. Dance Rush or DDR, I don't play DDR, but Dance Rush, even Sound Voltex, 2DX, whatever. One sip. This, after every song or two, because of course there's less in it. I like it. This is much smoother. This is if you're going for 3 to 4 hours and you wanna get some shit done, right? You wanna break some new records, you wanna be on top of your game. This is if you're kind of going to have fun and you wouldn't mind a little productivity, but really you're just going to have a good time and hang out with people. That's what the 100 milligrams would be for. 200 is for scoring. 200 for scoring. 100 for chilling out. Maybe scoring would be cool. Now, the discussion of caffeine doesn't stop there, because now we have to talk about things that you might find a lot in caffeine. But before we get there, the other thing I really need to stress, coming back to what we talked about sleeping and eating properly, is caffeine is not going to be a straight up replacement for your energy or for your efficiency. This is just like a Need for Speed, you know, nitrous boost. So whatever you already have in your engine, this is just gonna make it go faster. If you ate a bunch of pizza and hot dogs and donuts and sugar and slop, this isn't really gonna help you. You're probably actually just gonna feel worse. So make sure you actually eat good first, and then you could have some caffeine on top of that, and you're gonna feel great. Now, the important thing about your energy drink shopping, this also applies if you're more of a pre-workout powder caffeine type individual, but mainly with drinks you see this a lot. Make sure that you actually read your labels. You know, don't just take my word for it. But there's a couple of things you just don't want ever to put in your body, not just from like energy drinks and you like pre-workout, but lots of substances. There are a few exceptions, which I will point out. But let's go ahead and start with the most commonly accepted that you find in Celsius a lot, which is sucralose. Again, probably the third healthiest artificial sweetener next to erythritol and xylitol. And then on top of that, you know, you have stevia and monk fruit extract. Stevia and monk fruit extract, not only there are rare instances in which it's bad for you, but in some cases it can actually be very good. Sure. And then, you know, second place we have erythritol and xylitol, which your body really doesn't even process. It just tastes a little floaty. There might be a sort of like a syrupiness to it. But other than that, it goes right through you. It's all for flavor. But sucralose kind of falls even like a step further, where the consistency is a bit thicker, and by extension, it will sit in your stomach longer. So you might notice that sucralose drinks, even if it is carbonated, and crispy that it might be a little bit on the thicker side, and that residue lingers in your microbiome in your stomach, and then after enough usage, after a long time, you'll start seeing long-term health problems. But just something to keep in your mind. If you can get away with sucralose, cool. If you can't, whatever. You know, one or two of these isn't gonna kill you. Just, you know, just keep it in the back of your head. We have more artificial sweeteners. Acesulfame potassium, at least with animal testing, has shown signs of dementia development. Any kind of artificial sweetener in general typically is bad, as it kind of conditions your body to develop insulin resistance. Just generally how your body responds to it now, it has to basically fight a little more to be able to process it, since your body isn't actually supposed to have that inside of it. Lots and lots of pre-workouts, even dry, or even like protein powder. It is an artificial sweetener, so a lot of drinks and sodas also come with acesulfame potassium, or sometimes it's just called ACE-K. Avoid it if you can. Personally, for me, as soon as I have it in my body, whether or not I know a drink has it, my body will immediately detect it and reject it. I get a headache, I start feeling sick. I don't know about anyone else, but as soon as you purify your body of it, you just can't go back. And then you just realize that you don't feel great having it. Most sodas and most popular energy drinks, Bang, Monster, Rockstar, I've seen Redline, sometimes the Starbucks coffees have these. Sodium benzate and potassium benzate are absolutely things you should not put in your body under any circumstance. Because research shows that when they enter your body, also being paired with vitamin C, which a lot of these beverages that have sodium benzate and potassium benzate in it are paired with vitamin C, actually turns it into benzene, which is a carcinogen. But it's only legal because the FDA is, determined to be safe amounts. But why would you ever put like a carcinogen in your body, or something that could become a carcinogen in your body in any way, shape, or form? So sodium benzate, potassium benzate, don't do it. Absolutely do not put that in your body. Lastly, I don't think we need to talk about this, but I'm going to anyways. Aspartame. Do not put aspartame in your body under any circumstance. I actually don't know how aspartame is even legal. I'm gonna put up a bunch of references and articles because I can't really talk about all the tragic shit that aspartame is responsible for, but you'll see that in a lot of diet beverages or a lot of zero sugar beverages. Keep it out of your body. If you want to maximize your performance, you keep that out of your body at all costs. In summary, sleep good, eat good, take creatine, multivitamins, and nitric oxide. Take your little liquid IV pack, which actually I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna make the little meth lab. God damn. I love methamphetamines. I love meth. I love crack. Nice and cloudy. Lastly, the part that I just wanted to make this video for is just so I could be justified in drinking this. I just thought about something. Bonus note. Caffeine moderation is also extremely important to get the most out of your caffeine. So personally, me, I don't ever exceed 200 milligrams unless I'm like having a real good day. Maybe I'll have 300, but only 5 days out of the week. No more than 200 on average, with a day off every 2 or 3 days, because you want to keep the tolerance low. You want the caffeine to actually have an effect. So typically a day that I'm gonna really be going all out, the day before, I will have no caffeine. It sucks. Oh well. I feel on fire the next day. Oh, that does not taste good, but it's very good for you. Yeah, guys, just eat healthy. Eat some avocado toast before you go to round one, or before you go to any arcade. For any of those Canadians out there who are watching this video. Ooh, yes, I do have one more note. Is if you are a gamer who plays more than dance games, and you know you want to have your caffeine, or if you're someone who doesn't play dance games, you can finally start getting into them. Because how I operate is I like to warm up with some caffeine. I'll get the blood going, and by extension, that gets your noggin jogging. You can kind of just see things clear. It's great. So all of you 2DX players and Sound Vortex players who don't know what sweat is, now's the time to learn. I promise. It'll help you out a lot. It keeps your brain healthy. Just look at me. I'm healthy. Okay, this video is over. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, drink responsibly.